Hey everyone, Steve Carey here. Today I want to talk about a powerful concept: how to use AI to always operate from a position of information advantage. And to make this concept real, I'm going to use a real life example of something I recently went through. And I think this is something that almost everybody watching this can relate to. Yet there are countless examples just like the one I'm about to share that you are going to experience in your lives. With an AI first mindset, you can always obtain information advantage. This is one of the AI habits that if you start building now will help you throughout your entire life. Here's the example I want to share. Recently, one of our cars was hit while it was parked in front of our house. Nobody was in it, nobody was injured, and the driver that hit it had really good insurance. And we were in a situation where we now had a car that was extremely damaged, probably totaled, and we were not expecting this. So the first thing that crossed my mind is, how can I leverage AI to deal with this situation? Mind you, this was right after the accident happened, so I was a little upset that we had a car not 5 minutes ago, and now we don't. So what went through my mind is, what can I expect? What's going to happen next? And how should I prepare and plan for this so I can navigate the situation and get the best possible outcome going forward, knowing that this is completely unknown territory. So first thing I did is I went to AI and I built up a conversation exactly the way I just described it to you, looking for ways to set the framework for what I needed to do next. So I'm going to walk you through my process. And the goal of showing you this is I want to help you navigate a situation like this in your life and watch my journey as I went from a moment of shock to now I have information about what's going to happen next. And then as we went through the claims process, I was able to navigate the claims process and also negotiate for the best possible outcome that was in our favor. So here's what that looked like. The first thing I did is I started with a new prompt in ChatGPT, just like this. And I built a prompt, really simple one. And I just wanted to put on the hat of, hey, I'm an attorney representing somebody whose car just got hit. And the main point of this is I just wanted to get some information. And right away, I get some information back from ChatGPT, giving me some guidance on what I can expect next. This was really helpful for me because it told me a couple of things. How can I build up a case for what the car is worth? What will the insurance company do? We'll probably have a mismatch of what they think the car is valued at versus what I do. And most importantly, how do they go about doing that? It was very clear to me that they were going to look at comparable values of other cars. They have a way to determine what they pay you. And all of this is in there. And this gave me peace of mind right away because I knew that the pre-accident condition mattered. They're going to research comparable values. And you can look at all the information that it provides. I'm very clear at this point that ChatGPT is not a reference tool, but it does know quite a bit. And I can at least get guidance. And if I'm not quite sure it's telling me the truth, I can validate that using other sources. But right now, I'm just trying to change my state of mind and give myself a plan. And that is what ChatGPT is really good at. So next step in my process is I know that one of the things that the insurance company is going to do is base the claim and the settlement off of the actual cash value of the car that was wrecked. That's one of the things that came out of this long conversation. So I wanted to figure out what are the best ways to determine actual cash value for the car. And it goes through and gives me a long list of things I can do. And this is really helpful for me. So let's fast forward to the point where I do get a settlement offer from the insurance company, and they presented me with a settlement based off of exactly everything that happened in this discussion. They had a list of comparables. They determined what the actual cash value was for our car based off of those comparables. And those comparables were provided by a third-party company that does the work on behalf of the insurance company. So I'm now in the position of I can either accept the settlement, I can try to negotiate for a higher cash value for my car based off of the comparables. This is the step where most people would give up because the requirements for building a comparable list are demanding. We typically don't have this information at our fingertips, and there's a lot of work involved. We're tired, we're exhausted, we're frustrated. This is where insurance has the information advantage, and historically, we do not. We have a higher burden of preparation and a higher burden of work to put this information together. In this set of requirements, you'll see that there are a lot of details that they require. It's not difficult to do, but when you're in this position, putting this all together takes time, and you have to figure out a way to fit it into your day. This is where AI comes in, because now I've got a very explicit list of instructions that I could put right into AI and say, I need to have you help me build out the requirements for how I can build out my own comp list. And that's exactly what I did. So back to my chat prompt, what I did is I literally took the requirements that the insurance company provided me. So I just took a screenshot, dropped it in, and asked ChatGPT to give me some help. And I give a little bit of background, and I'm going to ask it for some help building out my comp list. So it's going to go through this and quickly build out its own criteria, and it's going to document what the insurance company needs. What I'm going to do at this point is I want ChatGPT to help build out the template that I can use to build out the comps. And here we go. Here's the big part that starts to give you some time savings. I've got a template that was created by ChatGPT, and it contains all of the details that the insurance company is asking me to provide. The type of year, model, details like mileage, the VIN number, price, the dealer's name, phone number, zip code, and they want a clickable link where they can go look at this. Now I have the spreadsheet, so I can go to the next step. Based off this information that I've learned from the insurance company and ChatGPT, I just want to figure out where do I go to get access to vehicles that I can use as a comparable. So now I've got, based off of the insurance company requirements and what ChatGPT knows through search, I've got a list of legitimate sites where I can go and find vehicles. So I'm going to show you how easy this is when you start to get into this. So what I did is I did go to Auto Trader. I found some vehicles that fit, and this one in particular. And all I did was I took a large screenshot of everything that you see here, and I fed that back into ChatGPT. And here's what that looks like. So I put the screenshot in of the vehicle that I found, and just quickly I'll write in now ChatGPT is going to take a look at this image and extract all the details from this image and add it to my spreadsheet. Now to take a look at this, I'll show you. Now I've got the beginnings of my comp list, which contains everything that the insurance company is asking for. So I can go through and look for additional vehicles and build out my list. And in fact, that's exactly what I did. And what you see here is my first version of this where I had a bunch of comps. And then I went through the process. These are the comps that I got from the insurance company. And I was able to build out this spreadsheet by simply using ChatGPT, extracting data from images, and adding it to my spreadsheet. It took an activity that would probably take a couple hours just through searching and looking and manually updating fields and records. I was able to leverage AI to get this done in a very short amount of time. Now, the next part that happens in this story is that I do get a response back from the insurance company, and they provided a list of comps with a settlement value that I thought was low. What I want to share with you is that I was able to take their list of vehicles, and I found out that there were several vehicles on their list that were not good representations of comparable vehicles. In addition to that, these happen to be the three vehicles with the lowest valuation. And so I could see right away that the overall average valuation of the vehicle was lower than what I thought it could be because they had three lowball vehicles that didn't match up. What I was able to do was take an example of one of those vehicles, go back to ChatGPT and ask it, what can you tell me about this vehicle? So the one I'm showing you here is the sport model, which I suspected was different than mine. I was curious as to why. So what I did is I put the image in and I just asked it to tell me about the VIN number of this vehicle and anything else about it that I need to know. And here's one of the really compelling examples of what AI can do for you. It knows what these VINs are. It knows how to decipher it. And the key thing I'm looking for here is this a good comparable or not? And it goes through and it does the analysis. It tells me what the differences are and things like that. And is this a suitable comp to my car? Right away, I'm starting to go down the road that I do not think it's an exact match because it's a different vehicle altogether. The process continues, and I'm able to do the same thing with the three vehicles on their list. And I can go back at this point. I have my improved list of my comps that I think are the right ones. And I highlight the ones that they provided to me, and I highlight the ones that I think are product mismatches. And they're different. One's a V6 motor. There's two of the Outback Sports. The end result is now I have an argument that I'm able to demonstrate that I have a list of comparables. I can push back and claim that their list is not complete. And a matter of fact, they're actually not good representations. And I'm able to adjust my overall valuation higher. The key thing is I probably spent more time in this video showing you how I did it than actually how I did it. And the main takeaway here is you don't have to be an expert in the claims process. You don't need to be an expert in vehicles. What you do need to do is understand what levers can you pull during a negotiation. What is within scope with perspective of the insurance company claims and settlement process, and what is out of scope. I don't want to waste my time on trying to negotiate for things that are out of scope because they are not in a position to say yes or no. That needs to get escalated. But I do know that if I argue against something that's within scope and now negotiating within an area that they do have control over, and I can optimize my situation. And that's exactly what I did. I was able to go back and provide this information directly to the adjuster. It was in a format that they could deliver back to the third party providing the valuations. It was also something that was portable that they could send upwards into management during the negotiation process. This shortcutted everything. And the end result is, yes, I got a better settlement out of this. Number two, in working with the adjuster on this, I learned that I was one of the only people that he has ever seen deliver back a comparable list in the format that I did. His quote to me was, "I nearly cried when I saw that. It was so easy to read, so clean, and so easy for me to send over to the other people who needed to look at this." That is the moral of this story. Understanding what you have control over and how to exercise that and leverage that to your advantage is a superpower. When you involve the use of AI, you can shortcut the amount of time it takes to get that. You can optimize your position, and you can do this without having domain expertise or knowledge. You can quickly learn to navigate this process because you can learn and access intelligence on demand to improve your situation. That is the promise of AI. What I would like you to do now is think about any situation that you have been in recently where you felt that you were in a position of information disadvantage. And start thinking about how can you use AI to elevate your position and just have a little bit better footing on how you navigate. It doesn't take a lot. You just need to have a little bit better sense of what you can do, where you can go, and how you can get the outcome that you want. If using AI just improves your confidence by a small amount, you will have won. This learning process compounds as you use AI over and over again. And this is an essential skill, using AI to learn and navigate a process that might be foreign to what you have learned in your own life experience. This is my short little story about my insurance settlement claim. I got a better outcome than what I was hoping for and expecting at the beginning, and I feel really good about this. I think this is something that you can replicate for yourself in your own life. I hope this is helpful. I hope it is useful. And I hope that you decide to use AI on a daily basis so it can help you navigate your own challenges. Thanks and take care.